Have you ever been kidnapped by your friends? I have. So I was like 17 or 18, and I was on crack real bad. So anyway, I had this friend named Adam, and I'm gonna spare his last name for obvious reasons. But anyhow, he was the kid that always had a good heart. You know, like he maybe smoked a little weed, but like he wasn't into like major drugs or anything. But his house was the place that all the kids would go to kind of hang out and chill and party. But he was like the big brother type guy. You know, he was always making sure everybody was okay. So anyway, me and this guy, we were friends, you know, and he had heard through the grapevine that I was on crack. So he said, hell no, that shit ain't happening. So he came over to my house, and he had one or two of his friends with him, and he told my grandma that I was on crack and that I was coming with him. I packed my things and off to Adam's house I went. The thing about Adam's house is that it was largely a party house. His mom was basically bedridden, so honestly, she didn't really care what went on in the house because she was in her own little bubble. So that left the 10 or so kids roaming the halls from all hours of the night on God knows what. Mostly it was weed, sometimes it was alcohol, and on occasion it would be rolls, which was ecstasy. They would have those roll parties. I managed to stay off of crack for at least either it was a few days or a few weeks, but one day Adam and the guys, they didn't have any weed. Well, I happened to have a weed dealer that I had smoked crack with on several occasions. I was on crack. I was so bad off that and I'm not proud of this at all. I share this merely just to show you where I've been, and so that you guys and myself included can appreciate where I am now. So anyhow, I would call my grandma, pretending to be a drug dealer, and I'd be like, I got Shawn Michael right here. If I don't get the money he owed me, and I'd take a firecracker. Boom! Next time I pull out my pistol, that's gonna be his head. I did tell my grandma about this, and we have made reparations to that part of the relationship. So it's out there, and she knows, and I have made my amends, okay? So let's hold the judgment, okay? I was bad off. The loving grandma that she is, she would obviously be worried. So my mom would pick up my grandma, take her to the bank, and drop her off, and then she would come to where I was at, and it was usually the pot dealer's house, and we'd all get crack and smoke, usually at my mom's apartment. I remember the pot dealer, there were nights that he would show up at my window at like 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, and he would throw pebbles, plink, plink, and I'd be like, what's up, man? Like, what are you doing out here? And he'd be like, Shawn, call your grandma. Call your grandma. I'd be like, no, man, no, it's 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm trying to sleep. Blink, blink. Fine. So I called up this drug dealer, and he brought them some weed, but he also brought me some crack. And this went off without a hitch. For the most part, for several times, and however long I was there, until his mom just wasn't tracking. She knew something was up, so she caught me coming out of it was actually her bathroom. So I came out of the bathroom, and she just, like a ninja, for someone that was bedridden and she was on oxygen, she just reached in my pocket and she snatched out a pill bottle which had probably a $50 crack rock piece and a crack stem which is a little glass pipe with some copper wire jammed into it. She snatched that out of my pocket and she was like, "You're kicked out." I was like, "Well, fine." So I snatched it back. I went to the bathroom and I took me a big old hit and then I took off. And the irony of that fact is that actually, after I had moved out of Adam's place, the drug dealer ended up needing a place to stay too. So he wound up staying over there at Adam's for a good while. He was sleeping in the laundry room. But now, through recovery and integrity, and strength, now he's a business owner. And of course I won't give any of his information out for those reasons, but yeah, it just proves once again and cements the fact that people can change, people can grow, and they can become better people. I just wanted to share this story to express that I appreciate the love that these people had for me to actually try to get me off of this stuff. But unfortunately, when you're that strung out in addiction, you can't love someone enough. You can't help anyone out of addiction. They have to decide that they are done by themselves. I had smoked crack for a year and a half, and the scams, they went on and on and on until my entire grandparents' retirement fund was gone. There's not a day of my life that I don't feel guilt and shame from the things that I've done and taking advantage of my grandparents and their love for me. I didn't stop smoking crack until a year and a half of doing it every day. And what had actually made me stop was being arrested. I went to jail for several counts of arson, and if you want to see the video, I posted it in. It's the story of how I became the most hated by video gamers. I had a lot of anger and I burned some stuff down. But anyway, I spent 11 months in jail and I was introduced to My Name is Earl, which completely changed my outlook on how my choices affect people and others surrounding these situations. The whole thing about karma. Do good things and good things happen. That's the way I live my life now. I think of myself as a modern My Name is Earl, without the list. I hope you enjoyed my story. It was genuine and it was honest, and it was completely designed and produced just so you can understand that I've been through a lot, and it's nothing I haven't put myself through, but I put my family through it as well. But I've climbed through it. I read a Japanese phrase or saying that climb over your corpse and get better, and the corpse identifies your failings, right? So climb over your corpse and get better. All that other stuff is dead. That past, it's dead. Get better and move forward and make a better life for yourself. Thanks for watching.